What's up, y'all? I'm here today with my friends Napkin, Chip, and Penny. So it's day, I don't fucking know, of quarantine. I think I've been quarantined for like 4 months now. I'm running out of options here. I'm getting kind of desperate. I need friends. I need to touch somebody. Just like a hug would really be nice right now. So I decided to do what SpongeBob did, and hopefully it'll make me feel better. I can't remember if it made him feel better, but we'll see. I'm here, bored as hell. Today I want to talk about mental health. Now this is a hard, touchy subject for, I guess, everybody, because everybody has like a outer shell thing, making like everyone looks happy on the outside, but on the inside, a lot of people suffer.
So I'm one of those people, yes, right here.
I'm suffering a lot. It's been quite hard these past couple of months, especially coming back home to live with my family. That is just a hard one. It was fine the first couple of days. It's like fish. It's good the first couple of days and then it starts to rot, right? So that's how it is with my family. Like I'm kind of like happy, it's fine. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen everyone in so long, and then it just goes like downhill. Since coming back home, I've just been locked up in this room. I go out like to grocery shop and stuff to feel like normal. I'll go to Walmart and Target and for fun. I think I went on a hike once. I've been working out, like running, just to keep my mind okay. Can't tell you how many nights I've cried myself to sleep.
A lot.
I FaceTime a shit ton of friends. That's because I'm like in dire need of people. I just missed the normal life. I didn't realize how much I took it for granted. I think a lot of people have. When everything opens up again, I definitely for sure will feel like very grateful for just being around people and getting to do things that I wasn't able to do now. Even just like going to the movies or like getting brunch with friends, I miss that a lot. I have both anxiety and depression. Pretty bad, but not like so bad now. It was bad back then. Growing up, I like lived a pretty traumatizing life, you could say, and the house was very toxic. I would often cry in my closet because I just never cried in front of my family. Like I would wait until nighttime when everyone's asleep so I can cry. I would pray every night to God, can I please have a normal family? Can everyone not fight anymore? Can this be like normal? And I would pray and pray and pray, and then one day I just it wasn't working, so then I stopped believing in him I stopped believing in God for a long time after. Yeah, I got a therapist at 15. She's my best friend now, but it was kind of hard. I went through a couple before her, like 3 or 4 different therapists, and I would just sit there for an hour just staring at the therapist, waiting for the session to end, and I just was not ready. It was easy because she was closer to my age, she was young, and she understood. Every Thursday after class, I would go and talk to her or whatever, cry, and I would feel so much better after. It was a whole weeks of stuff holding in and just letting it out. I think that helped me a lot to survive, really, because I was not doing so well. I would stuff my face with food and just I would feel better for a good hour and then feel like shit. I had no one really to talk to. I mean, I had a couple close friends in high school, but even then I had a hard time just opening up in general. I hated giving my problems to other people. So I would just hold it in, and all the years it just accumulated. It was just parents always working, not enough attention. I mean, granted, we were really poor, so they had to work a lot. So there's just things that I now am grateful for, but this was when I was young, you didn't really understand. Yeah, a bunch of childhood trauma, things like that. So when I finally moved out, I was 18, I finished graduating high school. I moved to Los Angeles because I wanted to pursue music still. And that's something that I've been wanting to do since, I don't know, middle school maybe? Elementary school? I'm not sure when I started to fall in love with music. I just remember that I wanted to do it. In middle school, I would tell people that I'm gonna be a musician or an artist and I'm gonna move to LA, and I was saying that. I continued saying that throughout high school, and then I did. And I moved and I left, and I had a vision board and everything. I put it on the wall and I just manifested it, and it happened. I was like, wow, I'm gonna move, all my problems are gonna go away, everything's gonna be fine. It turns out that's not the case. I moved to LA. I was confused, lost. I didn't know who I was. I didn't really have an identity. My whole life I was kind of confused about that. My upbringing was kind of weird in terms of father figure. My dad is actually my stepdad, and my real father, he wasn't in my life a lot. It was a whole thing. My mom lied about who my father was, but I was actually meeting him sometimes. It was just a really weird thing. So, and I had different last names, and it was just kind of confusing and a lot of names. Eventually I figured it out. I was like 6 or 7. It hurt me because it was a lie. Like, I've been lied to my whole life basically about my father. So I moved to LA. I'm excited that I'm gonna start a new school. I'm like gonna meet new people, and I was alone. I went with my dog Buddy. He was a Shiba Inu. I got him at 15. My biological father got him for me. Like, I had to beg for a dog, and I was so happy. I don't think if I didn't have that dog, I probably would have committed suicide for sure. There was so many nights where I was like wanting to do it, like where I had the pills ready and I wanted to go and knock the fuck out and just like be like, peace y'all, like I love you but this life is too much. Like, that's how low it got. It was hard to wake up every morning like and go to school and put a smile on my face, and I wasn't really sad like in school. I was kind of happy. Like, I'd crack some jokes and stuff. I don't know, seeing people smile and making them feel better and like happy and complimenting them made me feel better. Like, I was like, oh, that's good that people enjoy my company and stuff. That kind of gave me like a little bit of like willpower to keep going. But at night is when it really hit like super hard. Like I say, I think God was really watching me and was like, nah, or just really took care of me all these years. Like, I don't know. Even though I'd stopped believing in him for a while, he just, somehow I found my way back to him. So LA, I meet people, and I believe every person that I met, it was for a reason. Like, God put them in my life for a reason. Every person that I met, I learned something from them. I grew a lot of like knowledge and like new information and like about adulting and stuff, and a lot of the people that I met actually took care of me. They were very genuine. I was friends with a lot of people that were older than me. For some reason I get along with people that, I don't know, that were in their mid-20s. I was 18, they were like mid-20s, like late 20s. One of my friends, Bianca, like brought me back to Jesus, which was very, very important. I'm very grateful to have her in my life. She took care of me a lot. I started feeling so lonely over there. I was living by myself in the apartment with my dog, and I just started school and everything was new. I was taking the bus and the train to school. Crazy homeless people trying to attack me, rob me, I don't know, steal shit. Just crazy things that I had to learn really fast. I'm very grateful. I just was like open to a lot of things and open-minded, and just was like, okay, let's just keep going, let's just grow, let's just learn. And my friends taught me like a lot of things, like how to pay bills online, how to register and use a credit card, just pay for shit, how to do basic life things. 18 was a lot of just figuring out stuff, just getting my feet on the ground in LA. And my anxiety wasn't that bad, actually. My depression wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. Like, I was like, okay, I could do this, like this isn't that bad. Then when I was 19, school was fine. Like, I was going through, also no problem. I was always busy. That was another thing. I was always busy, always doing something. Never had free time. Work and work, going to school, work, doing my music after school, and then recording and doing all that stuff, and just growing and learning, getting better at writing, and just crafting my own self as like an artist, because the only way to get better is to just do it. When 20 hit, I just graduated, I think, my associates, and I was like, wow, like, okay, let me just get my bachelor's then. Like, I kept doing that, and then fast forward to 21 is when life fucking hit hard. Life hit me like a brick. In Mean Girls, where that girl was walking in the bus hit her, that was me. That was the worst year of my life for sure. So a couple things happened in that year. What triggered it all is that, remind you, I had a dog with me, Buddy, and somebody broke into my apartment, and they beat him up, and he died from internal bleeding. So I went out that night. I wasn't at home. I went out to see a concert, like a friend's concert. When I got back, I was like a bit high and a bit like, I was sober by then, but I got home and there was like blood on the floor, and my dog was like awake, but he was limping, and I just felt so like, what the fuck just happened? Just so disoriented. And I went to the hospital, and he was like shaking so bad. And not even an hour later, the doctors came back and they were like, he's not gonna make it. He just passed away when they were trying to give like a blood transfusion. And I was just like, whoa, like shook. Like, that dog was with me since I was 15. I was 21, and I was like, what the what the frig, right? He was only 6 years old. He was super young. So that started the whole like anxiety, depression just went like whoo. Because the reason why I was doing so well is because I had that dog. Buddy was more to me than just a dog. Like he, throughout my life in high school, I would cry to him at night, and I would hold him at night, and I would tell him everything, all my secrets, and I know he wouldn't tell a soul. And so I just like, oh my god, I'm like fucking getting watery. My eyes are getting watery, sorry. And I was just like, wow, like he's fucking gone. And so I had to oh fuck, oh shit, my bad guys. I was just so, I don't know, I was just disbelieved. And then I cremated him. I had his ashes, and they put like a paw print for me. It was just a hard time after. I had to go to work that same morning. He passed away at 5 a.m. and I went to work at like noon. And I went home and I started cleaning everything. I just didn't even sleep. And as soon as I went to work, my friend, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Buddy passed away last night." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Somebody broke into my apartment and I just don't know." And he was just like, I just broke down crying. Like I was so upset. Like I don't even know. It was a hard one. Yeah, so work was hard. Fuck. Sorry. I look good today too. I don't want to cry. That's why I'm like, fuck. Okay. So after Buddy passed away, that's when all the complications of everything just started piling up in front of my face. Everything that I put down and like suppressed came up because I had no one else to talk to. I felt like my rock was gone. I didn't really have a rock growing up. Like I had close friends, but I didn't feel comfortable yet sharing anything with them. After that, my ex-roommate Tyler, he came and lived with me because we were planning on moving together, and we did. And so it was already gonna be summer. He passed away near the summer. And so I finished school, and then I took the summer off and I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico City because I just wanted to take my mind off of things. I could not sleep. I had mad insomnia, heart palpitations or something. I don't know, like my heart was beating irregularly. It was super scary, super weird. I would go to sleep and then I would wake up gasping for air, like trying to breathe. And I would have terrible nightmares. And I was just stressed and anxious all the time. And I was like, I cannot do this. I went to stay with my cousin and her family, and I was like, wow, this family is so functional. It was crazy. It was so peaceful, like staying with them. They had like a schedule, a routine. They never really fought. They had great conversations. They actually asked about how your day was. They made great food. We always ate together, which was super, super nice. And I was like, wow, is this what a family's like? But while I was in Mexico, I went there to also go to like a holistic doctor, and he's been a doctor of our family for years, like 20 plus years or something. I go to him, like tell him my symptoms, and he does like some like juju shit or whatever, like starts massaging me and like putting shit on my face and whatever. He was like, yeah, your body is like a 50-year-old woman. And I was like, excuse me? Okay, explain why. I mean, probably true. That's why I'm always like tired all the time. But he was like, yeah, your body's run down, beat up from all the stress and anxiety. And I was like, yeah, I can't sleep and all that. And he was like, your mind won't stop. Like, you just keep reliving the past, blah, blah, blah. My body was just breaking down on me. He was like, we need to release all of this. And I was like, yes. So that's when he got some like weird mint stuff. He grinded it up in like this bowl and then like flicked it in my face like water, and it burned my face. I could breathe for the first time in a while. Like I was like, whoa, like my lungs got air. I lay back down and he tells me, think of things that make me sad, and then I breathe in, and then we do like some breathe in, breathe out exercises. We repeat them, and then he'll ask a different question, like think of the things that made you mad, think of the things that make you stressed, think of this scenario, this situation of this time. After a couple of times, I just broke down crying. When I was like breathing, I would like breathe in and I'd be like that. Like it was ugly crying and just like couldn't stop. But after the session, I felt so freaking good. I felt light. He was like, that session was basically months of therapy in just to 1 hour. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, sure. And then he was like, I'm gonna need to see you at least 6 more times before you go back. And I was like, okay. I went home to my cousin's house. A bitch slept the whole day. No, bro, I was exhausted. Like I woke up, I was like, what happened? Like, where am I? That was draining. I felt good after. I was like, whoa, is this what it feels like to let things out, like to let it go? So as soon as I woke up, that's the feeling that I need to tell people. I cannot keep this closed off. Who did I call first? No, I told my cousin everything first, and then I called Larissa, Danielle, my OG friends. I think I called my siblings, like Rafi, Liz, and it just got easier and easier as I told each person. And I could like talk about it and like not cry as much. And I was like, wow, this is feeling good. And then I told some LA friends eventually, and then I was like, wow, like I feel better. So I go back to LA and I feel good. I'm feeling great. It was only temporary because I started feeling really, 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 really bad again. Because I knew everything that I was holding in, I had to talk to my parents. I had to tell my parents everything that happened. Still, I would still have these panic attacks at night. I would have them anxiety throughout the day. It got really bad one time. My roommates had to call the ambulance and come to our apartment. I couldn't breathe. Like I was on the ground, ready to die. I was like, Jesus, take me now. And then these fine, handsome ambulance men came in, woke right back the fuck up. I was like, whoop, from the dead. Ooh, they were good looking. Yeah, so they were like, okay, let's breathe. And they were like, okay, should we take you to the hospital? And I was like, how much is that? Because I don't have insurance. And then they were like, okay, let's just breathe. So of course this is like typical me. As I was trying to breathe, I was like talking to them, cracking jokes, because when is it never a good time to crack a joke? I was just asking questions about them because they were fine. Tyler, my other roommate Isabel, was just like, I cannot with her. Those happened a couple times and I just was working hard again. Like I didn't have a balance in my life. It was more work. So some days I would just like work and not eat at a correct time. I would just drink coffee and not water and just be dehydrated and just keep going. And I think my body just was like, bitch, you're not taking care of me. I'm about to break down on your ass. And that's what happened. It just triggered a bunch of like anxiety and stuff. And then sometimes I was just so like, you want to take care of your body, but sometimes you don't want to eat because you're so anxious. You can't eat. You're not hungry. And I'm just like, bruh, why is life like that? Like, I'm trying to take care of myself, but every time I want to eat, I gag. It was a terrible time. So it got to the point where I was just anxious going into the Ubers, trains, and it was like I was anxious in class. Like I couldn't even focus. I would pray and just be like, please let me sleep at least a couple hours. I would sleep like 3 hours at night. I would get so moody. I would snap at my roommates. I felt so bad one time. I snapped at Tyler and I didn't mean to. I was like, I'm the worst. It's so hard to control your emotions, especially when they're chaotic. I love you, Tyler. I'm so sorry. And thank you for putting up with my bullshit. It was really a lot. I know. Eventually, I told my parents about what happened to me and like growing up and childhood shit and trauma, blah, blah, blah. They were treating me was not okay and whatnot. I was like, okay, now I feel better. No, the anxiety and depression still is there. I had the wrong mentality about fixing it. Like I was like, I just have to do this and that and then it'll go away. That's not how it works. And my therapist told me that it's not like a cure. You're gonna have to deal with it like throughout your whole life. It's just the way you handle it, how you deal with it. And I was like, go back to LA after Christmas. That's when I told my parents, around Christmas time. My mom was crying. She was not handling it well. She apologized and my dad was sad too. I eventually just like was like, okay, I need to forgive the people that have done me wrong. And so I prayed and I was like, just let me have good in my heart. Let me not carry it forever because I don't want to, and I don't want to become old and bitter and just be mad about everything in life. I forgave everyone that hurt me so that I can move on. And then I went back to LA and I was feeling so good. I was like, this is gonna be my year. 2019, I was like, wow, I'm feeling super good. The last panic attack was in January of 2019 when I went to San Francisco. And after that, things started getting better. I started feeling good. Around the summer of 2019, that's when I was like thriving, had like the time of my life. I was just feeling good, taking care of myself. I was like learning balance. Wasn't perfect, but I was learning it, and like learning that days off is okay, taking breaks is fine. I got accepted to a school in Norway. Like I was like, okay. And then I had the best summer. Like I went to Mexico and Florida and just different places. Moving to Norway, I was continuing to take care of myself, put me first and stop putting others before me, listen to my body and what I need, make more connections, more friends, like relationships that I will carry and have forever. Obviously my anxiety and my depression would fluctuate in Norway, but I'm pretty proud of myself to say like for how well I could handle it and deal with it, because I was able to snap out of it fast for it being like that, for being far away from everyone that I knew and just starting all over again. It's kind of like stressful, but I like that I'm able to do that. I'm able to just pick up and go and just start over and just not be afraid of things of the unknown and just meet new people and just get out there. In Norway, I finally had like the confidence for sure. Like I learned confidence just to love myself and to take care of myself. I would party, but then after a while I was like, okay, I don't feel good the next morning and this isn't like what I enjoy. This is just what I'm doing to please others, and I would just not party anymore. I was just starting to take care of myself and just be like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. Like it was before and not now. And people would call me grandma and old, but I was like, it's whatever. Like I'm just gonna do what is best for me. My anxiety, it's been a roller coaster. It's been one hell of a ride. It definitely peaked up since Rona season started. I'm just trying to stay positive, stay on the optimistic side. Like things will be better. Things won't always be this way. Talk to my therapist a lot, and she says she's proud of me, which makes me feel really good. I've been doing a lot of like things to make me feel better and to not think about anything really negative, which is like drawing, painting, vlogging, video editing, Photoshop, like photography, music, writing, all the creative things. I'm taking advantage of that, taking care of my own body and mind, soul, meditating and journaling and manifesting or exercising. I'm doing other things like cooking, learning like to get some good recipes down, so when I go back to LA, I'm about to cook up something for my spouse, you know what I'm saying, when I get one, hopefully. I've just been doing my thing, and I know a lot of people in this world are like struggling with anxiety and depression, and it kills me that there are people that have taken their lives from it, and it's like I could have been one of those people. And I just want people to reach out, even to me or to anybody, like the hotline number or whatever. It's okay, it's temporary, it's not forever. Things will get better. You just need a support system. I feel like I've lived just, I don't know, so many lives, but no matter how much life gets to me and like what, you know, things are thrown at me, I kind of just always end up getting back up and trying again, and you know, be like, okay, let me start over, let me do this again, let me just work hard and just stay positive and have God on my side. And that's what I do. I just want to be a good person. Like I want to be a light to people. Even though I'm struggling, I want to be open so that people know that nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. And like social media is very, 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 very toxic. I hate it, but I have to be on it because of my music. If I could hire someone, I would. Like it just kills me to see people like living beautiful lives, like traveling, a hot body, a hot partner. I'm like, okay, here's me with my fucking chip, napkin, and penny, living in my parents' house, fucking don't have abs, don't have an ass, like, you know what I'm saying, like all these things. My nose is fucking Shrek, you know, like yeah, so that's why I don't like social media. I only enjoy Pinterest. If any of you, like my friends, whatever, or anybody just message me, wants to like talk or just wants to like, I don't know, catch up or anything, I'm always here. Obviously I have a lot of free time. Doesn't matter who it is, I'll talk to anybody. Everyone's the same. I love everyone. Just want to say that if you're dealing with anxiety and depression, that you are loved. I love you. You're gonna be okay, and just stay strong. Be a light in this world. Be good. What comes around goes around, right? So yeah, anyways, I'm done crying on camera. Wow, this is what YouTubers do when they're like, oh my gosh, story time. Oh fuck, I don't know. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I need a snack. Okay, I'm out. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next vlog. Bye.